And PLC++ has already been everywhere, so you might have seen some news, some advertisement around it, and we already got a first question from Czech Republic when we will introduce you to TwinCAT PLC++, and the answer is obviously right now. But for me, it's still a difficult topic because I'm not a software guy. So, Bela, when I hear PLC++, I know C++ as a programming language. Is this now our standard for PLC programming?
So no, it's not, to be honest, but I think the comparison is still quite valid,
Okay.
because we also took the PLC technology a step further by developing a fully new PLC compiler, which again, by the way, combines OT and IT world, as it's typical for Beckhoff. For this compiler, it means that we highly confirm with the IEC 61131 standard, and also the standard programming languages, by the way. But we also introduce a totally new feature from the IT world, which is the optimization possibility during the compile in terms of runtime performance. So you can have the same code in PLC++, and it can be executed up to 3 times faster in the new PLC++ world in comparison to the existing world.
Okay, so you basically can have a PLC execution boost, and then it's much faster. But speed is not the only thing when you want to programming a machine. What else do you need to have a modern PLC system?
So I think efficient engineering is one of the second most important things. So we really focused on engineering performance.
Okay.
This means smaller loading times, compiling times, but we are also adding quite a number of usability features based on the 27 years experience with TwinCAT we already have. And those features are very important for the users because they support them during the standard programming, the daily business with TwinCAT PLC++. And talking about the topic engineering, I would also like to concentrate on CI/CD, because efficiency is also very important in this topic. This means for us that we are designing the compiler that way that it is a standalone component. So it can be really seamlessly integrated in such automatic build processes, and the engineering no longer has to be loaded in the background, because nowadays it's also possible, but it will be way faster and more efficient.
Okay, now the engineering with PLC++ gets faster, more efficient. You have some IT standards which you can utilize even better today. But to be honest, a lot of engineering effort has already been spent on TwinCAT PLCs.
Right.
What about all the projects which have been tested, validated, deployed, developed, thought through, thrown into the trash can before?
Yeah, so this is another important topic. We built TwinCAT PLC++ to be 100% compatible with the existing world. This means we have standard TwinCAT build 4026. This is what we are also showing on our workstations here. We do have standard PLC libraries. We have the standard TwinCAT functions. So everything else, except of the PLC component, stays the same. You simply exchange the PLC component, update it to the new PLC++, and that's all you have to do. And for updating, we are also providing, of course, a converter. This converter can be used to easily convert existing knowledge, PLC code, to PLC++. And if you would like to have a change step by step, then this is also easily possible, because TwinCAT PLC can be executed next to TwinCAT PLC++, so you can start with the first feature implemented in PLC++.
Okay, so more comfort. But I think speed really matters. So let's maybe get back to the runtime optimization and the advantages which we have here. If I tick on the speed option in TwinCAT PLC++, then this is what you get. Can you explain us very briefly what we can see here?
So what we can see here is a standard TwinCAT application besides the TwinCAT PLC++ optimized application.
Okay.
So this is the tick you are mentioned. But it's exact same PLC code and the exact same hardware.
Okay.
And we can reach here, and you can see this easily within the scopes. You can see that we have up to 3 times faster execution time on the PLC++ optimized application.
That's half a microsecond versus half a millisecond versus 1.5 milliseconds, but
Absolutely.
do I really need that? I mean, that's a millisecond.
That's right, but I think this should be a very important topic for all of the users because having shorter execution times means you could also use shorter cycle times. And this again leads to faster response times in the application, and it's a base then for a higher output of the machine. And nevertheless, it also has of course effects on the load of the CPU because it's less time needed. You have more resources available for running additional features, but also maybe choosing a smaller IPC, which would also be possible.
So more performance, and if you like, also the possibility to scale down a little bit hardware-wise. So also a money saver, but most and foremost a big leap forward in terms of performance.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Bela. I hope you will have a wonderful day here in Nuremberg. And of course, the PLC community is taking the news and already has some questions. The first question is about the command line interface. Can you use the command line interface with PLC++ as you can do it with the automation interface?
So all in all, I think there are two parts in this question. We are introducing the interface for the compiler, so it can be automatic, or an automatic process can be called, but it's also about the system manager side, I guess. So we are adding, or have already added with 4026, a standalone system manager component, which can be used without using the Visual Studio, so no engineering necessary to configure I/O, for example. So everything else, let's say, what's nowadays possible with the automation interface is possible via the standalone component. And these two components together leads to a fully automated process for generating and also building the whole project.
Okay, I understand. Possible, but I will ask you later on why do you need it and what's the benefit of using it. Another one, a very popular question, we introduced it not so long ago, is that we also offer different operating systems such as Linux. And will this be also something which works together with PLC++?
I think it's around the same topic because it's it takes more time to set up a Windows system to start it for automized tests. So I guess the idea here is that you do the compiling on a Linux system or virtual machine, which is then way faster. And this means that the compiler also has to support Linux. And this is in fact the case. So it also supports Linux besides of Windows. So you can also use Linux as an alternative system for those automated testing.
Okay.
Now let's talk about optics and cameras, because you might know we have cameras and we have different optics, lenses for it. We have our illumination. So this is a portfolio existing. But now here comes the clue, because what we can also do is we can put these things together, 1, 2, 3, into one so-called unit. And Christian is one of our experts in the vision team. So Christian, is this really the best of three, all in one box?
Yes, you can see we have integrated everything we are really good at. We have integrated illumination, and this illumination is quite similar to our large simulation you have recently seen over there.
Yeah.
We've integrated the same illumination technology, and when I say technology, I mean this is also a multicolor illumination, so you can do a flash in green, in blue, or infrared, or whatever. Furthermore, we've integrated a so-called liquid lens. This liquid lens can change its refractive power on demand. And additionally, you see here on the back side of this unit, this is the platform of our VCS2000 camera, of our standard camera. Okay. So when you attach this camera to TwinCAT, it really looks very similar to our standard cameras. There are just some additional controls for controlling the illumination and the liquid lens.
Okay, so at the end, it remains at the basics, an EtherCAT cable and the data cable for the pictures, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you see, you have also, this is also a very robust setting here. So you achieve an IP65, IP67 rating here, along with very many mounting possibilities, industrial grade connectors. So we want to make this product ready to be directly put into a machine.
So I think it's simplification. It really makes it so easy for the customer. Now, what I learned is that usually also the product which has to be inspected has different heights. Nice. And that's normally the can adjust this. Now, how do we do this liquid lens now?
Yeah, this is why we integrated the liquid lens. So the customers here's a possibility to actuate the liquid lens to adapt to products of different height using the control. And you can even set up some kind of autofocus, for example, for setup purposes or so. So this means you take the image is transferred using TwinCAT Vision. It's analyzed in terms of some sharpness matrix or so on. Then you give the feedback to the liquid lens, and then you can analyze the image again. And so you have a control loop which establishes some kind of autofocus. Huh?
Oh, so the lens has the controller, but I think you mentioned this already quickly. Everything is TwinCAT integrated because we started today this session with TwinCAT. So at the end, it's a ready-to-go solution in hardware and software.
Yes.
Now, ready to go means I need it. So, Christian, when can I get it?
Yeah, this will be ready at the end of this year.
Okay, this is soon because we have already November. Yeah. So thanks for the update, perfect. And I can fully understand that Felix is so excited to teach the new AX1000 and AF1000 because this is a state-of-the-art new development in our drive technology. Now, Andreas, here's our AX1000 and economy servo drive. What is this product all about?
Yeah. With the AX1000 and AF1000, we are now able to offer a highly cost-effective servo and a frequency drive, and not at low expensive, but high quality. It's a full servo drive, and we offer these drives also in a single-phase variant to save space in the cabinet, and all the features which are known in the AX5000 or AX8000 are also available in AX and AF1000, but not 100%. So we do not want to fulfill 100% of the customer wishes because we are now able to put off costs out of this device.
Okay, let's take a particular look into the product in the AX1000. And so I got also Dirk with me. Good morning, Dirk.
Morning, Roland.
Now, Andreas already mentioned it's a new development with a focus on cost. But I believe if we reduce cost, we normally reduce features. So if I take a look to the device here, I don't see a 24-volt interface anymore. So are there also functions missing, or how is this solved?
You're right. We don't have a 24-volt plug anymore. So we don't need it because we produce a 24-volt with the internal DC link voltage, and we use the internal 24-volt to feeding the IOs and the motor brake.
So it has the same function as the AX8000 or 5000, but easier realized, basically.
Yes, you are right. And we don't need the external power supply and not the space in the cabinet for that. So it's a cost saving and space saving for our customer.
Wow. And I think you also told me that you have special cables or no special cables anymore?
Yeah, we have unshielded cables now.
Okay, so another point to save money.
Yes.
So it is an optimized product plus less external components.
Exactly.
All right. Now, it's not only AX1000, we also have AF1000 here, so which is a synonym for frequency drive. Now, to be honest, Andreas, I Googled it yesterday, and if I type in frequency converter, you have 2 million Google hits. So why do we need, and what is new with our frequency converter?
So if someone knows Beckhoff, we never developed products without an added value. So if you have a look at the frequency inverter, we offer a dual channel device which is not present in the market. So it's unique for a Beckhoff for a frequency inverter to be offered in a dual channel device. It's fully equipped with EtherCAT interface. Safety is available. All the tools are available. So if a customer is familiar with, for example, our motion designer, our system designer, he is familiar with these tools. He can also use it for our frequency inverter.
Okay, so it's basically simply plug and play
Yeah.
into an existing world.
Yes.
Now, Dirk, Now I understand. I take the new AX1000 or AF1000 into the TwinCAT system, and it's easy up and running.
Yeah.
Now, what with the things downwards, with the drives and motors? Do we still have the same motors, or do we need special motors now?
No, we still have the same motors. We have still the servo motors. We can still drive asynchronous motors and reluctance motors. With the AF1000, we use the drive without the feedback. And for the servo drives, we use a motor with a feedback.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I think you made it really easy for customers to move on with existing features and functions, but lower the cost of the machine.
Yeah.
One more time. Can you tell me how the MX system makes my life as a machine builder, as a control cabinet builder easier?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that gets easier, and it starts right at the engineering process.
Okay.
So when you start designing the electrical side of your machine, you can just use our functional modules. We combine functionalities, so always think in functions. That's easier and also quicker compared to a regular control cabinet. Also things like the installation, due to the plug-and-play principle of the modules and also the sensors and actuators, that gets faster. And also diagnosis. We have data matrix codes on all the modules. Just scan it, get the diagnosis data of all the modules, and it's easy to find the faulty bits there.
Yeah, you can really you don't need a special measurement device. You can just take your smartphone, scan the QR code or the data matrix code, and figure out if the temperature in the device is right or something has a problem.
And it's also some hidden things, like maybe the components you keep in stock.
Yeah.
We just have a smaller variety of different products that you need for your automation, so it's easier also to keep your stocks prepared.
So also purchasing is simplified. The advantages and the simplicity of the MX system are beautiful and well understood, I think. And everybody who did not understand it so far just comes on the booth and are installing a module, and it's immediately clear. But now the big question remains, when do we really start shipping things?
Yeah, so we start delivery this upcoming January. So there will be 50 different functional modules that will be part of the portfolio that's in series delivery, and also over 30 different base plates. So there's already a lot to choose from to find great cabinet-free solutions.
Okay.
And now we would like to dig really deep into technology. And I got a technology expert with me. Carsten, you're from our Munich office, an application specialist. And you brought us a setup, a technical setup. So Carsten, what do we see here?
Yeah, so this technical setup is here to demonstrate the capability of EtherCAT to do a synchronization of the distributed clock system between different systems. So we have here a setup consisting of two embedded PCs, CX8240, and each of them has an output terminal and a timestamp output terminal connected, and also the two systems are connected via an EtherCAT bridge terminal EL6695.
Okay, so 200% identical setups.
Exactly.
Now synchronized, but what do you mean with synchronization? So what can we see? What level of synchronization do we reach?
Yeah, so these two timestamp output terminals are generating a pulse signal every 100 milliseconds, and we take a closer look to the oscilloscope. Then we see right now we have on the x-axis a time scale of 80 nanoseconds per division, and we can see that the both edges of the signals are in this area, so in 80 nanoseconds of synchronization.
All right, I would like to challenge you, Carsten.
Yes.
What happens if I pull the synchronization, the EtherCAT cable?
So then the synchronization will get lost. Yeah, of course, you can do it. And then we should see that both of the systems will drift apart over the time. So maybe faster, maybe slower, depending on the state of the synchronization. But now we can see that the edges are drifting apart, and that will continue over the time. So the distributed clocks will completely shift apart completely.
Okay, so this will be a big time shift then.
Yes, of course, over the time, and it goes on and on. Yeah.
Okay, let's put it back in.
Yeah.
Now, this is easy. With the next setup, now we are back synchronized.
Yeah.
Now, is this something very special? Is this a new technology? Requires this special terminals? How is this realized?
Yeah. So it's not new, not old, because we are using the underlying technology here is the synchronization method of the EtherCAT. is in the specification since the beginning of EtherCAT, but over the time we have developed now and then some terminals to make this feature useful or to make it usable. Yeah. So with an EtherCAT bridge terminal, for example, also with an EL6688, which uses the precision time protocol, for example, and also very new the GNSS terminal, which can be used to synchronize the distributed clock to the satellite systems of the global positioning system.
Okay. So I take my existing terminal block more or less, I plug in this terminal, and then synchronization is realized. This is really easy. But what is the use case for this technology?
Yeah, there are different use cases. For example, the aviation obstruction lights of wind turbines, for example. Also, radio telescopes around the world can be synchronized to build one big telescope. And also in testbench setups, it's very useful to synchronize the clocks to get an accurate measurement of different signals.
I can see you listening, said, oh yeah, I got all the wind parks in my backyard and I got 10 radio telescopes, I need that. This is very special, Carsten. What is the down-to-earth application?
Yeah, also in the normal machine building application, we have applications where it is very useful to get an real-time data exchange between systems and also synchronize the two systems together. For example, if you want to scope or to record data, for example, the TwinCAT scope, at the same time from different systems. Then you need to synchronize the clocks to get an accurate measurement.
Okay. Now, 80 nanoseconds is top notch. So what is then the real synchronization? So what times are really happening on the machine normally?
Yeah. So it depends a little bit of the application. In the field, we see the requirements between low microseconds up to 10 milliseconds, requirements on the application side. And what we can achieve with our products, it depends a little bit on the setup, what type of product we are using. This is a very ideal setup with the 80 nanoseconds, and we can achieve at the maximum 10 microseconds of synchronization.
Okay. Well, I think it is so cool that by the development of EtherCAT in 2003, we already thought about these technologies, and just by adding a terminal, we make it happen now to everybody around the world.
Yeah.
Well, this is great.
Perfect.
Thank you, Carsten. So excited.
Yeah.
Because I was always believing that XTS is complete. I mean, Tetra Pak is using it, so we have 22.5 degrees, 45 degrees, 180 degrees. We have with NCT, without. So why the hell do we need another module, Rob?
Well, here's the thing, is that XTS, it's a mature product, right? It's been out there for 12 years now, but there's still applications that we haven't been able to reach. They say, I don't need exactly this 10 micrometer accuracy. The price point is just not quite there for my application. Can you make it a little bit easier to use, a little less accurate, you know, and then can we reach a better price point on it? And so that's exactly what we've done now with the new module.
Okay, so this tall module here is the new one. So what are the technical backgrounds here?
So basically what we did is we changed the way that we do the feedback, we've optimized the way that we produce the module, and it's a longer module, so it's easier for us to build it. And then that way we've been able to take a lot of the cost out of the module, and for that then reduce the price to our customer.
Okay, that's always a benefit. It's easier to install, you have less wiring, another saving. Now I see here you say it's twice the length, it's almost 100% functions, it's 55% invest. So what do you mean with that?
So we lose a little bit of the accuracy, right? So with the new feedback system, we go from a 10 micrometer repeatability to 70 micrometer repeatability.
But this is so close.
It's really, for a lot of applications, it's more than enough.
Okay.
And particularly for applications where they have longer distances, where there's no function, right? No real function. They want the speed, they want the acceleration, but we don't need the stopping accuracy or the in motion accuracy.
Maybe on the way back for the mover, for example?
Exactly. So on the return path, customers have been asking us, say, hey, just get the mover back, right? But still, for many applications, it's going to be perfectly acceptable to do the whole thing with the Eco module.
Okay. Now, I think if it's so easy, is it also easy to integrate, or do I need to rebuild everything?
So that's the great part of everything that we've done with XTS, is all the modules work with every module. I can actually take this module and put it in a system that's 12 years old, and it's going to work.
Okay. Last but very important questions. 2 days ago, we talked about the vision units, and they're going to deliver beginning of next year. We talked about the new motion, AX1000, AF1000, also beginning of next year. So when can I get your new module, Bob?
The great part about this one is it's finished.
Okay.
We have it already in the hands of a couple of customers. It's in production. All the certifications are finished. You can order it today. You'll get one in January.
Okay, wonderful message. Thanks for the features, the optimization, and availability. Perfect. And you know probably all about the wide range, but there are two new highlights which just pop up to the market, and these are the CX82 and 92. And Heiko is my expert now at this morning. So Heiko, what are the latest news about these two new products?
Yes, these are our new ARM-based controllers in the lower price range, and we are just starting up now production. So in the next couple of weeks, we are going to start shipping these products to the first customers. And these are also the first devices we are shipping then with the new Beckhoff Linux operating system, the real-time Linux, with our new TwinCAT runtime for Linux.
Okay, they look like the existing modules, but I know that there's a tremendous performance step. So what's going on performance-wise?
Yeah, so because we have now the first devices with ARM multi-core CPUs, we have a big step forward. So on one core, we have already 1.2 gigahertz compared to 800 megahertz. So we have, if we are counting single-core performance, it's more than 50% more. If we can use both cores with TwinCAT 3, no problem. Then you have more than double, or you're more than doubling the performance of the device for the CX82, and for the CX92 series we have even 4 cores. So if you use 4 cores, you have even tripling the performance of the former generation of CX9020.
So we talked a lot about efficient products, which still have high performing power all week long, basically. So I think this is a very good answer that we address for lower priced application but high performing units. Can you figure it out? It's twice as fast or even 4 times as fast, or what can we say?
Yeah, so you can say we are twice as fast with the CX82 compared to the CX81, and 3 times faster nearly with the CX92, so you get a big performance increase to the former generation of devices.
But that means I think we shift every product basically up to the next level. Or is there also constant development going on?
Yeah, so performance-wise, we are shifting them up to the next level, but price-wise, we are staying in the same price level. That's very important. So if you're stepping up for the new generation, same price level, but more performance. And we're doing the same also with CX53. So new Atom performance, or new Atom series with higher performance. So everything from the first, or for the former generation, is stepping up performance-wise, but stays in the same price level, in the same price region.
And it closed a wonderful loop, like Hans already mentioned on Tuesday, or Johannes and Joseph just 10 minutes ago, is this one TwinCAT which can operate all of this. So we don't change the TwinCAT, we just change the hardware and give more benefits.
Right, yeah.
Heiko, perfect news, available very soon. So this is a good closing up, I think, for this week. Thank you so much, have a good day.